Even here in this party, which reeks of booze and hormones, love is in the air. In college, a party may be the place where you meet your future better half, but shouting over loud music and dancing awkwardly won't woo anyone. Eventually, it's time for a date. So why not make it an in-dorm dinner and movie date? Shall we?
You know, you need the dough, but the K is silent. Not many people know. Actually, people used to use it as legal tender. That's why when people pay for things, they call money dough.
Dude.
Little known fact. But it's not as messy. Though dollar bills are pretty dirty. People do a lot of weird stuff with money these days.
Stop talking.
Oh, thank goodness. Can I go watch Chick Flick now?
Yeah, please. To make your date fall head over heels, a combination of creativity and culinary ingenuity never fails. But it looks like my roommate kind of went a little bit overboard and ended up really overcomplicating things. Although cooking in front of someone might sound like a good idea, unless you're blessed with the gift of gab, it's probably best if you don't split your concentration between your date and the food you're cooking.
Red or white?
Well, it's up to you, but for this dish, I'd go with the dry white. Now, after lots of deep and careful consideration, I have come up with the perfect recipe for an in-dorm dinner date, the homemade pizza. It's classic enough that even the pickiest eater shouldn't have any sort of problem. And it's a blank canvas for you two to build upon. Cheers. Would you mind grabbing some ingredients from the fridge?
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now is the perfect opportunity to get to know a person. Cooking is just the icebreaker. There's lots of physical contact, and you can get to know a lot about a person by how they act in the kitchen. Are they adventurous, a clean freak, a picky eater, a vegetarian?
By the way, I don't eat meat. Ever. And bell peppers scare me.
A pepperphobe. This is more than just a meal. This may end up being the most valuable recipe for your love life. If you follow this method, you can save tons of cash by not going out to eat at those lame chain restaurants. And it's a much more cozy atmosphere. And here is the best part.
Great room, by the way.
You will already have your date back in your room. Lesson 1, make sure you have your fridge stocked ahead of time. Did you know Americans eat 350 slices of pizza every second? That means on average, a person in the United States will consume 23 pounds of pizza in a year. But this is your special date, your time to shine. So let's see if we can get a little more creative. Now is when research comes in handy. Find out their tastes. What do they like to eat? Now incorporate that by stocking up on a few key ingredients. You want to try something exotic? In Japan, toppings like corn and scrambled eggs and mayonnaise and curry sauce are often found on pizza. But let's not go off the deep end. About 36% of all pizza has pepperoni on it, making it the most popular topping in the United States. For this recipe though, we're gonna keep the dish meat-free. A college twist on an Italian classic, the pizza blanco. A dish that straddles the familiar with the gourmet. Something Italian, something romantic, and something with lots of cheese. Our first step to making this delicious pizza is to start by taking a red cup and filling it 1/3 of the way with olive oil. While she's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and finely mince 1 clove of pre-peeled garlic. And we are gonna add a few spoonfuls of pesto directly into the olive oil. That's the one right there. All right, finely minced. We're gonna add this directly to the olive oil and give it a nice stir. We're gonna start by taking our English muffins. Thank you. And opening them up. Okay, now we're gonna drizzle in every nook and cranny this delicious pesto olive oil that we've made. Look at that, it gives some nice color and an even better flavor. Our next step will be to take a spoonful of ricotta cheese and spread that around on the top. Our next step is to take a pinch of kosher salt and put lightly over the top of each. Not too much. Beautiful. All right, next, we're gonna take some mozzarella and sprinkle that liberally all over the top. Just really cover it as much or as little as you'd like. You're a professional. You done this before?
No, this is my first time. But
First time. All right, now that the mozzarella is on, we have one more step before we put them in the oven. Some fresh grated Parmesan cheese on the top, otherwise known as stinky cheese. Can you smell that stank, baby? Now that those are covered, we're gonna put them right into the toaster oven. Once they're in the toaster oven, you're gonna wanna crank it to its hottest setting. Hot as hot can be. Turn that oven to the hottest setting. We're gonna keep them in there till that cheese is melted and gooey and the top is golden brown. Now, while those delicious cheese-covered pizzas are in the oven, now is a great time to chop up our fresh basil. And let's roughly chop it. Chop, chop. Oh yeah. Those pizzas look like they're done. Let's take those pizzas out of the oven. Now, we're gonna sprinkle a little of our basil all over the top of these pizzas. That's right. Grind some fresh cracked black pepper all over those pizzas. Baby. A delicious, simple meal, cooked together, enjoyed together with a glass of vino. Sounds like my idea of a perfect date. Now don't forget to personalize your pizzas with ingredients that both you and your date like. Buon appetito.